When the sun goes down, the real conversations come alive. It's time for Real Night Moments on Real 993, your weekday escape from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. 2 hours of smooth vibes, heartfelt stories, love, life, relationships, game night, and the music that understands your mood. Whether you're winding down after a long day, driving home, or just need someone to talk to, we've got you covered. Real night moments for real people like you. Real music, real stories, real connection.
Mondays just got deeper. Catch the real man on Real Night Moments, 8:30 p.m. on Real 99.3 FM. Real talk on love, life, money, and mental health for the real man.
All right. Welcome right now to another inspiring edition of The Real Man, right here on Real Night Moments, all right, on Real 99.3 FM Abuja, part of the Real Broadcasting Network. Before the break, I had already told you the Real Man segment, of course, comes up on Monday. I'm going to have an interesting conversation. I mentioned my guest, was going to be with me, and we're talking about faith-life balance. It's always a pleasure having you to join us for conversations that challenge, encourage, and inspire men to become better versions of themselves. Now, tonight, we're talking about a subject that many people silently struggle with. Like I said, faith and work-life balance. Can you pursue success without losing your peace? Can you chase your dreams without neglecting your family, your health, or your relationship with God? Is it possible to excel at work while remaining grounded in your faith? These are questions we'll be exploring tonight. All right, so we'll get into that. Now, my guest tonight is someone whose journey speaks volumes. All right. He's not your typical speaker. He's a broadcaster, master of ceremonies, trainer, creative director, and communicator whose voice has inspired audiences across Nigeria for nearly 2 decades. Many know him simply as the mayor. In fact, Abdul, who played Take 5 Game Time, was like, Mr. Fortune, I talk about, is it Agula? Yeah, is he the mayor? I said, he's the mayor. So tune in and talk with him when he comes. All right. Throughout his career, he has stood at the intersection of media, leadership, community development, and personal transformation. Now, today, he serves as the creative director at Spokewise Media and PR, where he helps brands tell compelling stories, produces impactful events, and transforms ideas into reality. With over 17 years of experience as a broadcast journalist, events manager, and master of ceremonies, his life demonstrates discipline, resilience, and purpose. Now, his message is simple, but quite powerful if you ask me. Faith works, right? Faith in God, faith in yourself, and faith that your future can become better when you combine belief with diligent action. I'm talking about none other than the mayor himself, Mr. Fortune Musa. Welcome to The Real Man.
Thank you so much. It is an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on the show. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's begin with the foundation. When you hear the phrase faith and work-life balance, what does it mean for you personally?
The way I look at life is this. Life is a balancing act through and through. Whatever it is you do, whatever it is you stand for, and whoever it is that you are, life is a balancing act. It is either, you're doing your best not to lose your footing and also doing your best to stay afloat. The waves continue to flow, and you must find a way, to find your balance in life. Now, what does faith-life balance mean to me? Every one of us that comes into the world comes with a purpose. If you're still here, it's because you still have a purpose. God still wants to do something with you. I always say this. If the microphone in front of you, for instance, has no use anymore,
right?
You discard it that very moment. No matter how much you loved it, how much you cherished it when you got it, the moment it loses its value, it's out of the way. There was a time in this country where people used to use a pair of scissors to cut hair.
Right.
When last do you see somebody cut hair with a pair of scissors.
It's a while. I know I've seen comb and razor.
Yeah, that used to be a thing too.
Yes.
But when last do you see that? You know,
so it's rare.
It's rare now. It's rare these days. Why?
Right.
Because things have changed. Values have changed. We have better ways of doing these things, and so the purpose has changed.
Right.
For everyone, I believe that there is a purpose, and if you're still here, then your life still has value in some way. But you cannot just carry on through life, you know, not having a means of livelihood, a means to sustain yourself,
right,
take care of your responsibilities,
right,
pay your bills,
right,
and all of that. And one of the principles that faith teaches us is that he who does not work should not eat. You know, so I mean, I think that if you really look at these principles together, you will find that faith and work are actually the two legs on which your life should be balanced.
Yes,
in the first place.
That's right. All right. I mean, you've built a successful career in broadcasting, events, public speaking, and now creative leadership.
Yeah.
Were there moments when work almost overshadowed your faith?
Absolutely.
Or personal life?
Absolutely.
And how did you regain this balance you talk about so confidently?
So, I mean, if you think about it, for me, being a broadcast journalist, just like you are,
right?
I was on a show just like this in the evenings, you know, till midnight, till 1 a.m. There was a time when I used to close at 1 a.m. You know, so I'll take all those confessions. You know, you have to, you have to have all those moods. Some people are happy, you're happy with them. Some are sad, you're sad with them. And it was, and all of this was me basically plying my trade, putting my giftings to work, getting paid for what I do, and loving what I do. And like you rightly put it, there's a tendency for you to fall so much in love with what you do that if you're not careful, you might actually lose track of the fact that there was somebody who gave you the abilities that you are known for.
Right.
You know, being in one sector or the other, and this cuts across. It's not just for broadcasters or for comedians or for entertainers. It's not just for the creatives. Whatever it is you do, the way I see it, there's a difference between your job and your work.
Okay.
There's a difference between your job and your work. So you can be sacked from your job, but you can't be sacked from your work. You can lose a job, but you can't lose your work.
Wow.
And this is where the conversation of purpose comes into it. So
that's right.
So my balance usually came out of the fact that I reminded myself that I may be on air as a broadcaster, I may be, you know, a creative, I may be the master of ceremony, but I stand there representing something bigger than me.
Right.
I stand there as a picture of something more, more deep-seated, something more divine.
Right.
You know, so for instance, let me give you this example. We used to have these interns who come to work with us in the studios, try to learn on the job and all of that. And there was this certain intern who, every time she comes into the studio, most of the presenters used to send her out. Why? Because she will fall asleep in the studio and probably snore into your mic, and then the listener will hear it. Everybody didn't want her in the studios. But one day, this was me stepping out of my job to do the work that I was sent to do in that place. And for me, I was always looking out for those opportunities. So this is the lesson to learn. You can be inundated with the work, but while you are doing the work, while you are doing your job,
right,
make sure that you don't lose track of your work, what God sent you there to do. So this is what happened. I called her aside one day and I said, so what's the problem? Why are you always falling asleep? Why are you not interested in what you came here to do? What is the problem? And for the first time, I saw her break down. And she began to cry. What is it? And she told me a story. She said, I'm the third child of 5 children, but my most senior brother has a problem with his brain. He has a mental problem.
Wow.
And so he is what people would call on the streets a mad person. But he still lives in the house. The family is not well to do, so he's not getting the health care that he needs and all of that. So I wake up every morning. This is the girl talking. I wake up every morning around 4 a.m. to help my parents bind him. We have to hold him down. My parents are elderly. We have to hold him down. And so I have to bathe him. I have to take care of him before I leave the house. She was staying around One Man Village. She comes to central area for work. She wakes up 4 a.m. She gets to work around 9. Because of how much work she needed to do before coming. And then do her IT, do all of this, get back home to taking care of that guy. And bind him again.
Wow.
This was a little girl. She was just about 19.
And how old was the brother?
The brother was around 25.
Imagine. Older brother.
Older brother.
Imagine.
Do you understand? So she had to do that every day and come to work and still... So most times she comes, she's sleepy.
Tired.
She's tired. But if I did not look away from the job...
Yes.
To
the work.
who I believed God sent me to be in that place, I would never have heard that story. And the empathy she needed, she may never have gotten. So this was how I was able to get my own balance. Make sure that I was diligent on my job, but I did not lose sight of my work.
Absolutely amazing. If you're listening right now, this is the Real Man segment right here on Real 99.3 FM Abuja, part of the Real Broadcasting Network. I am Etekamba Etuk, and we're talking about very important matter here, faith and work-life balance. I'm here with Mr. Fortune Agula Musa, a man of many hats, doing amazing in his job and in his work. All right. So if you want to call on that, you have questions for him, you can call 0906-202-9933 and we get there. So now, many men listening tonight may feel pressured. They feel pressured actually to provide. And sometimes they believe being constantly busy is a proof of being responsible. Do you think society has confused productivity with purpose?
Okay, so this is a very interesting question because we like you said, society continues to give us the yardstick by which we measure a lot of things. So society says you must be in the race. If you will be one of those who will be counted worthy to get the prize. And so we continue in a rat race. Everybody's, in a frenzy. And especially for us in Nigeria.
Who did that song? Is it Mandatos or Peter Side?
Side. Was it Peter Side? I can't remember now.
So, okay.
I was young then.
So
all right, so, I mean... We can get in a frenzy all we want. And I was saying that especially in Africa, where everything has to be exaggerated for us to believe that it works. So, for instance, if you have a small injury and somebody gives you a medication to put on it and it does not bite you, you don't believe it's working. You don't believe it's working.
I think I'm an exception. What I want to see is the work.
Somebody will tell you, pounded yam is not sweet if you don't pound it.
So forget about
we
poundo.
don't want poundo yam. Do you understand? So for us, there must be activity. We must complicate it.
Fufu must smell.
Exactly. So that we can feel fulfilled.
Yes.
The fufu must smell.
Clock it.
So that's what it is.
Yes.
We want to do a small recruitment for job placements in Nigeria. We'll put the interview at the National Stadium and invite everybody there. Do you remember that year where we had a stampede because people had to go to the National Stadium for something they could apply for online? So we like activity. And so so people feel very, very out of place when they are not engaged in a lot of activity. But I have heard a wise man say, going about is not going ahead. It's different.
That's right.
You can go about all day and get nothing done. But there's someone who sat in one place, had his strategy, had all his ducks in a row, and at the end of the day, he is far more productive than the one who went about.
That's right.
So I don't think that productivity is directly linked to activity. No, I think productivity is more a matter of strategy.
Okay.
So if you're building something, do you know what you're building? How are you? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there are many people who work for work's sake.
Right.
They're just, so you finish secondary school, you finish university, next thing is you should be working. And so, get a job, get this, get that. And everybody just gets into the race. Okay, so whatever it is, let me just find something. Everybody's doing something, I'm not doing anything. And then we get into that frenzy and we mistake, activity for productivity. But if you ask me, as you grow older, as you engage the system more, and as you open your mind to learn from those who actually have built the kind of lives that they dreamt of, you will find out that the sequence is like this.
Yeah.
See the life you want first.
Right.
Craft out a strategy by which you want to get there. Even though you don't have all the details, begin the journey. But make sure that you have the end in sight. Because if you don't, you can end up anywhere and think you have gotten somewhere. If you've never been to Lagos before, and they get to Akure and the bus stops, and they say, this is your bus stop, you will get down. You will say thank you to the driver.
Exactly.
So a wise man said, if you don't know where you are going, anywhere you get to looks like it. That's why people are not able to measure their productivity level in life and whether they are doing well or not.
All right. If you're listening right now, I'm just taking notes. All right. It's amazing to speak with Mr. Fortune Musa right here. And we don't have too much time. So if you want to call in and you have serious questions to ask, you can call in, make it brief. Right. And let's hear your thoughts. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Yes. Good evening to you.
This is Abdul calling from Kurudu.
Abdul, you're welcome.
Hey, I want to greet your guest there, the real man in the studio, Dr. Fortune Musa.
Right.
Good day. We know God well now.
Good evening.
Thank you so much, bro. Honestly, very happy to hear your voice again. It's been wild. Honestly, I know Dr. Fortune is somebody that carry everybody along. I remember in Wizards where you organized for the people. Just sanitation of the
clean up Abuja. Wow.
Exactly. Honestly, Dr. You are an amazing person.
Thank you so much, my brother.
I'm very happy to be our guest this night.
Yes.
On Real Broadcasting RBS.
That's right. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, bro.
I appreciate you.
So what I want to say about what you are discussing.
Okay. Go ahead.
To know the purpose of life, absolutely, is every human being responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when we are coming as a human, as a form of human being, even the book of God said it too. It said He created human being as the whole image. So, but some people, they are not want to take their responsibility, or they are not live realistic life. They are not thinking very well about something that's low to them. They are surviving. Okay, think about of retirement. Sometimes in the dry season, you see retirement, they will beat early morning like this. All the people they are living, you see retirement, new house, they will beat them. So the thing, they will be digging up every day. Where they get the water? Not be their salafa. Look at all the things they are struggling their own, even hands. They will dig hole for themselves. They are living. Talk more of you. They are creating their own image.
Yes.
So it's to take a responsibility. Absolutely, it's someone being realistic and focus on what you want to be in life and begin succeeding in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abdul.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts right there. We're gradually winding down on the conversation. We've got the news coming up at 9. But how can faith influence the decisions we make at work, especially when we're under pressure to compromise our values?
So your faith is your foundation.
Faith is your foundation.
Your faith should be your foundation.
Clock it. Should be your foundation.
And I mean, if your foundation is steady, you can build. If your foundation is steady, no building is ever disqualified. No building is ever brought down on account of a crack in another part of the building other than the foundation. But once there is a problem with the foundation, that building can't stand anymore.
Right.
So whatever it is you are doing, whatever it is you are known for, wherever it is you're applying your trade, and it doesn't matter what the sector is, let your faith be your foundation, and it will be easy to pick up what your principles are, what your values are, how far you can go, and what is too far.
Right.
Developing a countercurrent for the pressures that come with your work comes out of your clarity about your faith. And many people have this problem, where it's as though we live a double life.
Right.
You hear people say, please, let's leave faith out of this for now. Let's just do business. Let me tell you, there is no business without faith.
That's
In
right.
fact, if people deal with you, it's because they trust you, based
faith
on
in you,
yes,
or based on your faith.
Your faith.
Yes.
So most times you see, okay, I'm going to do this with this person because I have found that this person is steady and he is trustworthy. So let your faith be your foundation.
That's where integrity comes in as well.
Exactly.
We're rushing. So we've got two more questions. Now balancing work, family, and your faith now.
Yeah.
What has helped you to stay grounded?
Knowing that my source is not my job.
Okay. That's very important.
Knowing that my source and my sustainer is God.
Okay.
So the word father means source and sustainer.
Peter.
And if you know that, you would know that I can keep my principles, and persecution at work or opposition or competition cannot, deter me from being who I am. Will not stop me from being who I can be.
Right.
So this is what keeps me grounded. Secondly, it keeps me humble.
Yep.
Because if the source and sustainer does not sustain you, you wouldn't be at work today. Your health fails, you can't be here. If your mind fails, you can't be here. If your money fails, you can't be here. In fact, there's a particular scripture that says that you should find something to do so that you would have what to give. It means, therefore, also that when you work, it is so that you can have enough to be a contributor in other people's lives, not because it sustains you. If you go and check it, what you earn has never been enough to sustain you.
Tell me about it.
Go look at your bank statements. It's never enough to take care of you. But there is somebody who takes care of you while you contribute to others.
Amazing stuff. And as we wrap up, this conversation will soon be going. And it's been such a pleasure talking with you, Fortune. And just to wrap up now, there are many professionals today, many men who are ambitious, of course, chasing promotions, building businesses, learning new skills and trying to make it, combining different. I mean, I know I sell real estate. Yeah. I sell land. Yeah. I MC events. I voice act. I do narrations. I'm doing this right here.
Yeah, right on
all
radio.
of these. I mean, what's your advice for someone who fears that slowing down to care for their spiritual life or family might cost them success, as we wrap up?
So this is it. You don't have to slow down.
Okay.
You can keep up your pace. You can do your best.
Right.
You can give your best. But the truth is, your faith is actually what helps you to give your best.
Wow.
So imagine you're like a vehicle. Your faith is your tires.
Okay.
If you don't have it, your journey becomes more difficult, more arduous. You have to put in so much effort. Imagine cutting down a tree with a blunt knife.
That's right.
Your faith is what sharpens you. It's what gives you an edge. Without an edge, you can't cut.
That's right.
So, for men out there, the real man is not the one who runs away from his faith.
Right.
The real man is the one who embraces it and lives by it.
That's right.
The real man is the one who can give his best at work, give his best in what he does, break down to cry when he needs to, but remember,
it's okay to cry as a man.
There's a source,
exactly.
And that's your God.
All right. Thank you so much, Fortune. I wish we could talk on and on and on. There's so much to unpack, but you have touched on very key aspects tonight on the show. And if you're listening and you're a man, I hope that you've learned something. You've got some gems as well from this. For sharing your wisdom, your experiences, and your heart with us tonight. God bless you.
Thank you,
Mr. Fortune, and may you continue to do amazing in all the aspects that you fulfill purpose as well. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, tonight reminds us that success isn't measured only by achievements at work, but also by the quality of our relationships, the strength of our character, and the depth of our faith, how genuine it is. A balanced life doesn't happen by accident. It happens by intentional choices made every day. So to everyone who's listening right now, called, and of course stayed with us throughout the conversation, thank you for being on The Real Man. We've got the RBN News Hour at 9 p.m. After that, we'll take some music and come back for our hot topic, which we're talking about the successful release of the abducted school children and teachers in Oyo State. Lessons learned on the importance of organized security, networking, and proactive measures moving forward. We'll take a music break and we'll be right back. Stay right here on Real 99.3 FM Abuja, a part of the Real Broadcasting Network. All right.